It is the Riot podcast.
It's Thursday, Obie's vacation. We are claiming that it's going well.
Hallelujah.
You're having a great time. I mean, that's in the future, even though it's now when you're listening. But hopefully Obie's vacation on the Oregon coast is going super good.
I believe it. I believe in it. Come on.
Don't forget, check out RadioU. Go to the Riot page through riot.radiou.com, and you can follow along. If anything really good happens, hopefully we'll post about it on the Facebook page. If not, our podcast is there, too. You can always access it that each day.
Okay, so the stuff in today is from April and June. April, May, June, and July. Must have had some weak months because we skipped a bunch.
Those summer months.
Okay, so in this...
From 2010. That's everything this week for the podcast is some old stuff.
Obadiah asks the question, is it okay to buy a used game for a friend? Is it okay
question.
to give them something that's used?
Good question.
Obadiah opens his big mouth at a birthday party. It revolves around the movie Avatar. I remember it so well.
Now you guys get to remember it.
Well, and you know what? Can I just say at this birthday party, here's something I remember. So this is not in the bit, but like I was at this party and I got my friend a copy of, I believe, Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
So there's a mom there, and she's just like, she tells me, both of us very pointedly, how disgusting it is that we play such violent video games and all this stuff.
I mean, who hasn't heard that?
And she's like, and, you know, I would never let my kids do that, blah, blah, blah. And here's what I thought was interesting. Her kids were like 12 or whatever. They raced around the yard shooting each other with toy guns for hours. And I was just like...
Wait a minute.
It was all I could do to not just be like, okay, so it's okay for him to take a toy weapon and point it at his brother and pretend to kill him, but I'm killing zombies that aren't real, and that's out
too much
of the question.
But you didn't bring it up.
No, I just let it go.
Because, you know, that would have been taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
And sometimes that doesn't always go well.
Well, no. So I didn't. Sorry.
Side note,
back to
bonus
the back.
Content for this Worst of Riot podcast.
Tim from House of Heroes makes an appearance.
He does?
Nikki, you were on vacation.
Yeah, did he come in and fill in?
Tim filled in and hosted. Aww. He actually did that for like 2 or 3 days.
That's right.
So one of those bits makes it in. Nikki's hole at Alive.
My what?
Your hole. This is, as I recall, this is about you being left alone at Alive.
Was it Alive or Purple Door? I thought you guys left me alone.
I don't know.
Something? Okay.
I don't know. You just have to listen and find out.
We'll have to find out. We have a lot of festival mememories, so we'll see what this one is.
A story called Fix the Air Conditioner or You Aren't Leaving. Great. It involves a broken air conditioner and a gun.
Okay. Enjoy the podcast from, again, 2010. That's what we're doing this week.
Also, I'll just tell you, none of this makes it in the podcast, but 2010 was the year that our air conditioner here at RadioU broke.
Was that the day we went upstairs?
And it was like 90 degrees.
We turned on like calypso, like reggae music. And so we took this plant. We had a fake plant.
2 fake trees.
They looked kind of tropical. So we put them by the door. So when you'd walk upstairs, anytime anyone came in, we played the calypso music.
And they had to walk through these plants.
Like we were suddenly in the jungle because it was so hot upstairs.
Oh, so hot.
And then finally, didn't we go see Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter because we didn't want to stay in the office anymore and it was air conditioned?
I think
we did.
That sounds right, but I didn't see it in the podcast.
Let's Google, when did that movie come out?
We weren't in charge as much then, so we weren't as flagrant about how we would do what we wanted to do.
We didn't tell anybody. I think we were just like, and it was for
we're leaving.
It was for the show. But did that come out in 2010?
I don't know. Are you Googling it?
I am. I'm looking it up now, so bear with us, guys.
This podcast intro is getting long.
It's extra stuff. Did it come out? No, that was 2012.
Okay.
I thought we went to see a movie that day.
Nikki, we've gone to the movies the whole time we've known each other.
No, that's true. So, we could have done that.
That could totally happen.
I think Vampire Hunter was another time when our air was having trouble, too, because we're like, forget this. And then we just went to go see a movie. We'll work later. We'll work later. But how can we work in those conditions?
Well, you guys enjoy the podcast.
This is like almost 5 minutes of an intro. You're
welcome
a good one.
It's a good
for
one.
bonus content anytime.
Bye.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
It is the Riot on RadioU, 8772 RadioU. Do you think it's wrong to get somebody something for their birthday that you want them to have?
What do you mean?
Well, like, I think I already know the answer. I feel like it's okay. A friend of mine had a birthday, and I've been trying to get him to play this game, and he doesn't have it, and I don't know if he doesn't want it or he doesn't want to play it.
Oh, so you mean like you're buying him a gift, and you're kind of like not imposing, but...
Oh, yeah.
You're almost imposing what you think he should be playing.
Yeah.
Did he say to you he does not want the game?
No, at no point.
Never at a point. Well, then, yeah, that's fine.
Think that's okay?
You might just know better.
You ought to be... Well, see, I thought back. Nick's what I refer to as an evangelistic gamer. If he likes something, he will come over and preach to you about it. Like, kind of, I'm talking
almost
like...
a revival.
I'm talking like you're on the street corner and there's a guy with a megaphone kind of thing. And it's like...
Walk by with no eye contact. That's him.
I'm not really interested. And he kind of runs you down and, puts you on the ground, yells at you, whatever. That's kind of Nick. And the part about it that's really hard for me to accept is that when Nick really likes something and he makes me play it, I end up liking it.
Aww.
And I want to tell him how wrong he is and leave me alone. And it turns out, no.
Well, eventually he'll pick a wrong game.
That's what I keep thinking.
Yeah.
Eventually, Nick's poor taste, which I know he has poor taste. I know he does. I know it's going to win out. But, he was the person that had introduced me to Puzzle Quest. Mm-hmm. Until it got to the point where finally... For Christmas that year, he bought me Puzzle Quest, and it was like, gee, thanks, Nick. I'm so glad you got me Puzzle Quest.
Well,
and then...
Are you willing to risk that guy thinking that of you?
Yeah.
Just for a little bit until he gets into the game.
Yeah, I am.
Then get him the game.
Yeah, okay. I will. Is it wrong to buy him a used copy?
Yes.
See, why is it wrong to buy a used copy for somebody's birthday?
I'm sorry. I know you're not going to want to hear that.
What if it comes with instructions and it's in great shape?
No.
It's Amazon used.
Is it wrapped?
Well, I mean, it's going to be in a box.
No, but is it in plastic?
I don't know. I've never bought a used game from them. This could be an experiment.
I'm sorry.
Why?
I know you don't like that, but...
Why? It's not bad.
It really screams...
Really? I got Nick a used game for his birthday.
But Nick,
But he enjoyed it.
But Nick, did you feel awkward at all that it was a used game? Did you even notice
bad that your copy of Metal Gear was used for your birthday?
Not one bit.
No, not at all.
It played just the same.
It did,
but do you know this guy? Do you work with him every day like you do Nick?
Oh, I'm not buying Jared anything. Don't worry.
No, but I mean, like, do you have that close to where you're okay with that?
Oh, I think so. Like, if he bought me something used, I would be like, hey.
That's because you're fine with that. Most people are not.
Nikki, listen. I could save. Are you ready for it?
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear how much you could save.
You don't want to know?
Save it in another way.
You don't want to know?
No, unless that sucker comes shrink wrapped and it looks real. No way.
Well, it's not fake.
No, but it's like here. It's going to look like
the same.
It's going to look like, hey, I played this already. Here you go.
Oh. No.
Yes, it does. It looks really bad.
Nick,
don't be that gift giver.
Nick's a gamer. Nick, come on. What do you?
As long as he doesn't say anything, he probably won't even notice.
Yeah.
Because he knows that
lying.
Obi gets, games from time to time to review, so he'll just think it's another game that
Oh, no.
Obi got to
it was
review.
a freebie?
I'll
have to put a receipt with it. Like, hey, I bought that. Just so you know, I purchased that.
Then he'll notice. He's like, hey, I didn't know that game was so cheap.
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't have $60 to shop with.
I'm just saying.
Well, sometimes at GameStop, they sell you the new games that are already open, and they go get the disc and put it in.
That's true.
So you can be like, GameStop.
Yeah, give us a used
Open this. I don't know.
Because if you say something, then that's
worse.
like when someone's lying and they're trying to convince you they're not, and they're going into it, and you know they're lying.
Don't say anything. Just here's the game.
All right.
There you go.
Well, you know what? That's 2 to 1, Nikki.
Yeah, two.
Now I wouldn't buy
cheaper gamers to
one.
one.
That's right. My thing is, it's like I wouldn't buy you.
No, you wouldn't.
I know better than that.
No, that would be offensive.
What if I bought you a used Blu-ray? No, because you didn't have taken it.
That's even worse.
She did, like, whatever movie I bought, she take it back anyway.
The Blu-rays, they have the scratch-resistant coating.
Well,
There's no possible way there could be anything wrong with it.
And I'm sorry. You tell me your digital copy's already gone. I'm so sorry.
I lost it.
I can only shake my head at that one.
Yeah, right. And we're done with this.
All right. Well, that's the deal, everybody. Don't buy Nikki any antiques for her birthday because
No, I really don't like that life.
they're used.
No, that's someone else's.
Think about that.
throwaway.
Listen, I give this to him and be like, this game's already got a lot of character built into it.
Whatever.
And I don't mean the kind you level up.
And then I go play the game that you gave me, and I have to delete someone else's gamer information in there.
It doesn't work that way. This isn't a DS game. Come on.
The Riot is to your ears what all those energy drinks are to your liver.
For the love of God, please stop. I can only process so much. Oh.
The Riot, Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U, 8772 Radio U. Dude, now this should not surprise you that this is a problem that from time to time happens. I try really hard when I'm in a social setting to just shut up a little bit. But every once in a while, someone will ask me a question like, hey, what did you think of blank? Now, see, that is like a trap for somebody like me because you know I've got an opinion. Like, you know that I do, and you know that it's probably inflammatory on some level. Like, you know that it is.
It's not that he means to, but especially when you're a radio person, man, we have, little zingers and opinions and loud
Nikki,
opinions and
You're gonna love this.
and things that should be said on the inside voice, not outside.
I went to a birthday party on Friday night.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, they're like, so did you get Avatar on Blu-ray this week? And I was just like, no, I'm not really interested. Really? What did you think of it?
Oh, there it is.
So, dude, I let him know
Did
what
you
I thought of
let it rip?
I just told him what I thought of it.
Yeah, but
And
you're not supposed. You're supposed to
now
because you don't
listen,
want to crush someone.
I know. So if I'm at a birthday party and somebody's asked me about Avatar and Avatar came out on Blu-ray last week, what do you think happened?
I think it was negative, and there was a big giant discussion, and maybe someone had to be asked to leave.
No, it's worse than that, actually. I got all my negativity out.
Oh.
Nobody really said anything.
And
10 minutes later, we're opening presents.
There it is.
Hey, I got Avatar.
Hey, Obi.
Hey, why don't we watch it now?
Did they really put it in?
No.
Oh, good.
God, when he opened it, I was just like, oh.
Aw, was it Blu-ray? Just DVD?
Yeah, no, it was on Blu-ray, and I just thought, man, I'm really glad I told everybody what I thought about it.
Especially if you were mouthing off to the person that ended up giving the gift.
I hope they didn't hear me say anything. I really do. My thought was like, well, it's very nice that she got that for you. That's a nice gift. I'm sorry I said anything. Dang it! I did it again!
Why won't you shut up, Mouse?
I hate it when I do that. So, Avatar, I didn't even know it was out. Like, I had no idea. It came out last week, sold 6.7 million DVDs in 4 days, sold 2.7 million Blu-rays. It's the fastest selling movie on Blu-ray ever.
What do you think? No, I don't want to know.
Over 100, right around 130 million just in the sales from DVD and Blu-ray.
That is so much money. That's just disgusting.
What I think is amazing is that normally if there's a pop culture phenomenon, I'm riding the wave. I'm like the one guy. Because apparently there must be a ton of people that really liked it. How is it that I am so much standing apart from the rest of the world on this?
That's not how you are. You normally like the phenomenon thing that does not make it to mainstream.
Yeah,
you still prefer things along those lines. You don't like the, hey, ended up being the #1 movie of the world sort of thing.
I'm sorry, I don't worship trees. I can't help it. Like maybe that's part of my problem right there. When I watch it, I'm like, I don't feel guilty, and I don't worship trees.
Well, now just
I guess I can't connect.
Don't ask Obadiah if you happen to be in his presence.
Yeah, I get, if you want my opinion on something, pull me off to the side and just be like, hey, so what did you think about it?
Actually, why don't you ask him in an email form?
Yeah. Gosh, I really wish I could go back and just be like, hey, what did you think of Avatar?
Yeah. Or ask him on Twitter, where he's limited to the 150 characters. That probably would be best.
That's the Riot.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
It is the Riot on Radio U, 8772 Radio U. Tim filling in for Nikki.
Hello.
And this morning I gave Tim an option. You guys know, McDonald's and I broke up. We broke up. It's been I think about a month ago. And it all had to do with the fact that I finally I went there, and I probably do McDonald's for breakfast once every 2 weeks. And so I'm rolling up to the McDonald's, and I'm like, all right, I want this and this. And they're like, fine. And I sat in line, and it was during the whole frappe promotion where you get a frappe for $1.
Okay.
And it's 5:45 in the morning. There's this, not a long line. There's 2 people in front of me. But I sat in line for 10 minutes while I watched them handing out one frappe. And I got up to the window, and I'm just sitting there waiting. And I finally was like, I don't have time. And I just drove away. But the great part is they did get my money, but I never did get anything to eat out of it. And
no.
McDonald's and I had to part company, and I thought this morning, I was like, well, you know what? I'll offer Tim. And McDonald's was the first thing that came to mind, but you'll see I didn't even go to McDonald's. I ended up going to Tim Hortons.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But you said that you haven't been to McDonald's in 4 to 5 years. Is that true?
That's, I would, 95% true, I would say. I think maybe I've been there to get a milkshake.
Okay.
But yeah, me and McDonald's broke up a long time ago as well.
How did it happen?
I just decided it was disgusting and kind of, you know what probably happened is I probably coincidentally ate McDonald's and then became sick afterwards. And it probably wasn't because of the McDonald's, but you know how kind of you get sick and then you're like, whatever you ate last year,
you don't want it again.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a relationship with popcorn for a while too. I couldn't eat popcorn for years.
I've recently had a popcorn incident that I don't know that I can talk about. It was I'll just tell you that. Well, yeah, why not tell you? Ended up I got really sick 2 weeks ago, and for some reason, this is so disgusting. I had popcorn on a Wednesday, and then I got really sick, and for an entire week, I burped and tasted popcorn. And I have not had popcorn since then.
Yeah, it's ruined
now,
temporarily.
When I was at the movie theater the other day, it still smelled good. But when I thought about taking that dive from smelling to eating, it was maybe not. I'm just gonna wait on that. I don't want to bring it back up. So you've officially when somebody says to you, "Do you want anything from McDonald's?" I'm paying. You're like, no way,
no chance. Yeah.
Okay. How about this?
Okay.
You're out with a lady friend.
Okay.
She's really hungry, and she says, I have had the strangest craving for McDonald's. What do?
I say, what have you had a craving for exactly? She says, Big Mac, say.
Okay.
I say, I understand that, but get out of the car and find a way home.
You're completely out of luck. I can't. So is it you can't even take the smell?
To be honest with you, the smell is the worst part of it.
Really?
Oh my goodness! It's
the smell
awful.
of a McDonald's French fry.
Well, okay. The smell, if there was a thing of French fries over there, okay, I get that. But if you're sometimes in the mornings, I'll go to get some gas at a gas station that has a McDonald's attached to it, and I'll be standing out there pumping my gas, and I'll be like, oh, what is that?
And that's
it's just
McDonald's.
Awful. Yeah. Oh,
Tim,
it's bad.
You're blowing my mind, dude. I don't even see how you could live in America and go 5 years without McDonald's.
I know.
I feel like if I went too long without it, some people would show up at my door, tie me down, and shove it in my mouth. There'd just be no escaping it.
It would be like those Domino's commercials where they're hunting down the one guy that hasn't tried the new Domino's pizza.
Exactly. It'd be like, hey, we heard you haven't had McDonald's in a while. You want to sit down and eat it right now on camera? It's no, get out of my face. Well, I'm impressed, dude. 5 years of almost no McDonald's.
Yeah.
And ladies, did you hear what Tim said? No. That's the kind of stuff that ends a relationship right there.
It's a deal breaker.
Yeah, the Big Mac could destroy you forever.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
It is The Riot's 8772 Radio U. So it's time, Nikki.
Okay.
What? I actually would like to know the name of the chain that you stayed at. That's what I would like to know. Because I don't imagine that you guys stayed at
There was nothing. Where we stayed at, we went to the Alive Music Festival, which, it kicks off our summer of lots of different festivals, lots of different states. You can find more details at RadioU.com.
This was in Mineral City, Ohio.
Yeah.
Or kind of outside of it.
Yeah, close to, it was in a place called, I think, Carrollton.
Well, sure.
That's where the hotel was. There's not a lot there, so you could probably figure it out.
Now, was it a motel or a hotel?
No, it was a hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that right there, that's good.
Yeah. It didn't take us many days to find that inn.
Okay. I'll take that.
Okay.
I had a funny feeling that's actually what it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. I don't know why.
There really was no hotels. Like, it was just a small, tiny, tiny city. I had no cell phone service. It was that tiny. AT&T did not acknowledge that area even was on the map.
Right there. Like, I want you guys to know that right there alone, I'll bet you must have banged on your phone about 1,000 times. Like, oh, it's going to happen.
It wasn't so bad. I quietly just put it away.
Okay.
But I thought, geez, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Most of the way there was no cell phone service. So
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did it bug you at all that Chris still had his service?
No, because his wasn't as good for some of it. Like, we were just in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, so tell me about the hotel. You get there.
So we go check in.
Uh-huh.
It looks nice, but,
How many teeth did the guy at the front have?
He was fine. They were just, how do I say this nicely? No one had a sense of urgency towards anything. Is that how I can say that?
Sure.
Okay, like, they weren't stupid.
Okay.
They just weren't really motivated to do anything. So we check in. It's a slower process. That's fine. Get to the room. I picked the second floor, and I gave Chris floor 1. And I thought, I want higher up. I want 2. And that was the mistake. I was selfish.
Yeah.
And that's what got me what happened. Our room was the very farthest one down. It was like a long 3-story hotel.
Yeah.
Very farthest one down at the end. Right across from the ice machine, which is good. It's very good. It wasn't working. It just kept running all the time.
Well, at least you didn't have to hear the sound of ice coming out.
No, it kept going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, over and over again. So that was fun. So then I walk into the hotel room, and it just hits you. Like, obviously, whoever was there smoked before. And I don't know if this is years past over, where you get into a room and the smoking is just layered itself in the room.
Maybe no one's been in that room since then.
Maybe. It's a small town. I don't know. This is the only time the place has been full. But so I walk in, and it's an older hotel room. Maybe they haven't updated this particular one. So I go in, and the wallpaper's peeling off. That could be from the smoke. There's all these random stains everywhere, like food stains.
Yeah?
Like, I looked at one of the outlet covers, and they covered it in wallpaper. Dude, there's pizza sauce stains all over the side, and this thing's like close to the ceiling. I'm like, who gets stains on that? How does this happen?
Sometimes pizza needs a little something.
I don't know, but the smell was so bad because it wasn't just smoke. The smoke was right when you went in, and then it was just like, not death, but just gross, just nasty. There's a few things, like Eric thought someone just went on the bed. That was his guess. He thought someone just did that.
Couldn't make it to the bathroom.
They couldn't. Maybe they were. I don't know. And so he tried to turn on the AC to hopefully
clear the air.
To clear the air. And it worked a little bit in the main area. It did not fix at all the entryway. That seemed to be the problem area. That was the bad one. And so I called down to the front desk, and I go, well, I think I made a mistake. When I booked these rooms.
I made a mistake. I came to your hotel.
I came here. Is there anything else?
Is there another hotel?
No, I was trying to be very nice. Very nice. I didn't want to come off as the city gal who just doesn't like our city.
Mistake.
No, I said, I think I made a mistake. I thought when we checked in, we booked non-smoking rooms. And he goes, well, that is a non-smoking room. And I go, no, I think someone, and they don't offer the, what are those ionizer things or whatever? Yeah. They don't know those. They don't know those. They go, we can't do anything for you. Okay.
You guys got some Febreze? For what?
What's that?
Them windows don't open.
So yeah.
Did they did you tell them you wanted another room?
They were all booked. They were all full
man.
because of the festival.
Yeah.
And so then we leave to go get dinner, and I hear the guy on the phone when I come out. He's like, yeah, 229. There you go. That's it. 229 says the room smells. I go, yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I don't say it does.
I know
Trust
it does.
me.
I
Go
know
on up
it
there and
does.
get a whiff, dude.
And then when I was checking out, the lady was not very happy to be working. She wasn't happy for her employment. And I reiterated, because I didn't want them thinking that I was the one who was smoking and, pottying everywhere.
Right.
But it wasn't me. And I said, I just want to remind you in case you need to put a note for the room, it needs cleaned. And she goes, well, we have people sign that they don't smoke, but people just do it. I was like, well, I think it just needs to be cleaned better. And she's like, okay.
It's like new sheets this time.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I don't think I might have got a check next to my name that I was a problem person, but I didn't. I was very nice.
Yeah.
They were all legitimate concerns that I had.
I caught Chris's Twitter, and he was like, I don't know what's going on with Nikki. I'm having a wonderful experience.
I hated him. He's like, my sheets are white and clean, and mine were these old sea green foam color sheets that had... they had so many stains on them. They were clean, but the stains were built in that I slept on extra clothes so that I would not have to touch what was on there. And I would freeze at night, but I couldn't put the blanket over me.
I'll tell you this much. As a hotel, if you happen to be operating one, if at any point you see a sheet that has a stain on it, that goes in the trash.
It does. You throw it away.
That goes in the trash.
Oh, my gosh. It was terrible.
That's what you call, the cost of doing business. Sometimes these perfectly good sheets.
You're just going to have to let them go. That's why Eric thought something happened before we got there. The mattress looked like someone was murdered next to it. Like the stains. I think it was still pizza sauce. I think someone had a big pizza party while smoking.
Someone got in a fight with a pizza, maybe.
They did, but boy, it was nasty. It was just nasty.
I'm sorry it went that way, Nikki.
It's okay.
Your tweet was the best ever, but I'm sorry it happened.
No, you weren't. You were happy. You were like, this is awesome.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
It is the Riot, 8772 Radio U. Look, I've been in Pennsylvania. It can get hot there, okay? Which, technically, I guess it can get hot anywhere. With global warming, Nikki, there isn't any part of the world that's really safe.
Listen, no state is spared from the possibility of having just horrible, horrible temperatures.
Yeah. And if there's one thing that I'm reminded of every single day of my life, it's this. There are two things that I think society has contributed to the world at large. And I know this is mean, but I don't even care what the environmental impact is. I love them, all right? I love hot water on demand. I can go to the sink and I can have hot water right now. Look, hot water. And wait, hang on a second. There's cold water. Dude,
just as refreshing.
You realize that since ancient times, people have tried to crack that nut and we have it. All right. We take it for granted, but it's amazing. Okay. Then the other thing that is amazing about modern society, we have air conditioning. All right. It can be 95, 105, 115 outside, but where you're at, it could be 70, 68, 74. What do you want? And let's go ahead and take the humidity out of the air, too. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. We just blow it off, but it is an awesome, awesome thing. And when it doesn't work,
dude, the panic and the nastiness. We get nasty because our air can sometimes have issues. It brings out the sad part of our lives.
Sometimes have issues?
Yes, we can. Well, a lot of times. Okay, I was trying to be nice about it.
The guy from the air conditioning company practically has his own office in this building, but
we hate to see him coming, and he hates to come here.
It's like, oh, hey, man. Yeah, sorry.
What's up?
Sorry. So a guy in Pennsylvania who was experiencing that great invention of modern society, the air conditioner, his air conditioning broke.
Yeah.
And so the AC repairman comes out, just like the guy who comes here, and he went down and he started working on the air, and he came up and he was like, all right, guys, listen, here's the deal. You need this part, and there's no way that I can get this part here until Monday, but as soon as it comes in Monday morning, I will be over here, we'll get the part in, you'll be set.
Who hasn't heard that one before?
Yeah, right. Sure, you'll be right over. Okay.
No, most of the time I don't ever feel they're lying, but it just, they don't ever have anything with
there's
them.
There's desperation, though.
Yeah.
You get desperate, and so even though in your mind they're not lying, somewhere inside you're like, I know you're trying to cheat me.
You just want me to be miserable.
I know you are. I know.
I hate you.
And that's exactly what happened to Eugene. Eugene, who's 67 years old, he became so distraught over the fact that it was going to be hot in his house all weekend that he went upstairs and he got his gun and he pointed at the AC repair guy and said, "You aren't leaving until you fix the air conditioner."
You know what? That's the air talking. That's the heat talking. That's not this guy.
That is the best. I love it. I just love the idea of I don't think you're going to go anywhere.
Did I make myself clear?
Oh, you wanted to have lunch? No, you're not eating until that air conditioner is fixed. And so the AC guy ran upstairs, which is the wrong direction, by the way. You want to go out the door. And then he finally came back downstairs, and Eugene had put the gun away. And so the AC guy makes a run for the back door, and Eugene beats him to that one. This guy's 67. What's his deal? Then he makes a run for the front door, and Eugene slams the door so hard that it comes off the hinges. Might not have been that nice of a place. I don't know. So
getting that feeling.
The AC guy finally makes his way out, and now Eugene has been arrested, all right? He has been charged with aggravated assault, terroristic threats, and reckless endangerment.
Man, it's because it was so hot. That heat makes you so crazy.
It does make you crazy.
Oh, my gosh. You start seeing things. You hate everybody. You just want out.
You say and do things you wouldn't normally do.
Absolutely. And to have the thought of a weekend full of that, no wonder he went a little crazy. How long had he been without air?
Yeah, I don't know, Nikki, but I'll tell you this. I feel for him. And, I think the good news is that I'm sure the county lockup is air conditioned.
Yeah,
so
well, then,
in the
get
end,
that and food.
In the end, he did get a chance to get some rest in a nice air conditioned environment. So best of luck to you, sir.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.